I bought this pretty random stack of video games from GameStop the other day, and I want to talk about them because I actually popped in and played every single one of these games. And this first game we're going to talk about is a GameCube game and a personal holy grail of mine. It's a game I had as a kid that I've been wanting to get back in my collection, and that's Finding Nemo for the GameCube. Yeah, I had this as a kid, and I remember having fun with it. I mean, Finding Nemo itself is just one of the greatest Disney movies, period. But I was just very curious to see that if I popped this in my GameCube, now being a 31-year-old man, if I'd still have a good time with it. And since it was only $7.59, let's go ahead and get that sticker off. I figured, what the heck? And last night on stream, I popped it in my GameCube and I was having an okay time. I obviously didn't get very far yet, but I was playing as Nemo and swimming through some rings and hanging out with his dad, and you go meet up with your friends, and Pearl the squid gets stuck in a cave. I raced my friends at one point. I don't know. It was simple little fun, I guess. I'm curious if the gameplay picks up the more I play it. And I just think it's hilarious that it was player's choice. Apparently this game was so popular they decided to re-release it with a player's choice version. So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, complete in box, has the manual and everything. Again, always happy to recollect a childhood GameCube game. So this next GameCube game I'm going to talk about actually has a pretty interesting story behind it, because I go to GameStop a pretty decent amount, and so the employees have started to like recognize me and know me. And this GameStop in particular always just has such cool stuff. Like that day they had a complete in-box copy of Rhythm Heaven for the Wii, which is a incredibly expensive game. I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it for a moment, but I'm just like, I'm not paying over $100 for Rhythm Heaven. Although technically, like, comparing this price to the price on price charting was a decent price, but it's just like, I'm not doing it. But I was chatting up the guy at the counter. We've become friendly with each other, and he said, I might have some stuff in the back you might like. So he goes back. First, he brings me out a copy of Twilight Princess for the Wii U, which again, really cool game. Would love to have it. I just did not feel like spending over $100 again for a Wii U game. So I was like, dude, I really appreciate it. Like, maybe I'll pick this game up someday, but just not today. He goes, well, what else are you looking for? I said, well, I love GameCube games. Like, if it's a GameCube game, I'm probably gonna buy it. And so he goes back in the back and comes out and brings me Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. I didn't even know this game was on the GameCube. I knew there was a PS2 version of it. Furthermore, I remember playing this game as a kid with one of my childhood best friends. So I just thought that was incredibly cool. The fact that I didn't know this game existed and had a childhood memory playing it, I said, yeah, absolutely. For $36, complete in box. Well, the disc is in my GameCube still. And so I was super excited because I remember this being a fighting game. I remember having fun with it. And last night on stream, I booted it up and started, I guess, what's like a campaign mode, and fought this little alien creature as Goku. I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar with Dragon Ball Z. Like, I watched the show on and off as a kid, but I'm not like a super fan by any means. And I wasn't really sure what I was doing, but I button mashed my way through and beat the little alien guy. And then I moved on to a new fight, because in this overworld, you were controlling Goku as well as Piccolo, like moving them around. I wasn't quite sure what was happening, but super excited to jump in and fight as Piccolo. I moved on to the next fight and get conflicted with stuff like that. See? This is why, my friends, this is why I was testing my stuff, because this is going back to GameStop. I feel vindicated, because this, if I hadn't done this tonight, this game would have sat on my shelf for months before I got to it, and I would have never known that this had issues. So yeah, you can kind of see the scratching on it in this light. I guess this disc was just scratched up enough that, yeah, it gave me a read error when I jumped into that fight. So again, GameStop has a fantastic return policy. I have, I think, like 12 more days to bring it back and get my money back. And because I'm cool with the employees, they'll probably let me keep the case and manual, and I just have to pick up a new disc. Which honestly, that works. I'm completely happy with that. I can get the case and manual, pick up a clean disc for probably even a cheaper price. I'm a fan of GameStop for that reason. That return policy, you can't beat it. If I had bought this off of Facebook Marketplace or eBay or something, well, eBay, I might have been okay, but if I had bought this like anywhere else, I would have been screwed. But nope, I can bring it back, get my money back. Sort of a bummer. Would have preferred to not go through all that, but I'm not that upset about it. So again, very glad I tested these games. After doing this, highly recommend. Within that 14 window, boot up your stuff. It's easy to get carried away. You can see all these games I have in this cabinet over here. Just stack up too many and forget to play them, but just pop them in, you know, you never know. So after that, I moved on to a relatively cheap and silly game that I had just been wanting to check out, and that was Star Fox Guards. Because I recently beat Star Fox Zero, and I loved this game. And I guess there was like a double pack where these two games came together. And I don't know, I just love the Wii U. I think it's silly. If there's a game that uses the Wii U gamepad, I'm gonna check it out. And again, for $5, what the heck, why not? So I booted it up, and it's just a very simple tower defense game. And as you play, a bunch of robots come and try to attack your base. And the whole gameplay loop is you control a series of 9 cameras, and when you see a robot on one of the cameras, you click to it, and that lets you control a turret to shoot and take out the robots. So you're looking at the screen, you're shooting the robots, and then you're seeing where the other ones are coming, flipping to the other cameras, and then shooting those. It's kind of cool. I can see how it could get kind of chaotic and a little bit stressful, like the more enemies that are coming in. But after a little bit of playing, I did get a little bit of bored. Like, it's just so simple. Again, I only beat a couple levels of it, but I just kind of found myself being like, okay, I kind of want to, I kind of get it, and I kind of want to play something else. So I don't know, maybe I will keep trying it out, and maybe it picks up and gets a little bit more interesting. Like, it could do with like some power-ups or just something a little bit extra. So I'm curious if it does pick up a little bit. But for $5, I mean, I've paid more for movies that I only get an hour of enjoyment out of. I just like buying cheap games. Like, buying cheap games that sound interesting is always just a win in my book. Like, a lot of people complain about how expensive retro games are, and they are. I get it. There are crazy, crazy expensive games out there, but you can still have fun playing a $5 game like this. So I'm glad I picked it up. Would like to check it out a little bit more, but hey, I like collecting, and I think this is cool to have in my collection. This next one's pretty cool because I've actually played the sequel to this. So my childhood best friend, the same guy that made these runes for me, bought me Space Marine 2 when I built my PC, and we played the game together and had a blast. I really loved it. Space Marine 2 is a fantastic game, and I wanted to check out the first, Space Marine 1. And I can already see on this case, there's a nice, beautiful, easy GameStop sticker with a smudged one that got stuck on there from years ago. So I'm gonna have to freaking clean that up. Probably the same with the back here. Yep. Why? Whatever, not the biggest deal, because we put it in the PS3 last night and it worked. It's cool. It's a little bit different. Like, the gameplay is similar to Space Marine 2, but it's a lot more arcadey. You play as this guy, Titus, and I'm not, other than playing these games, I'm not that familiar with Warhammer, but Titus is an Ultramarine, so you're basically this big, beefy dude in a suit, armed with a gun and a freaking sword, and you're just tearing through enemies. It's a lot of fun. The chat was kind of calling it out. It felt like God of War with guns. Like Space Marine 2, the gameplay was a little bit more realistic feeling, but this one just felt a little bit more arcadey, and I was having fun with it. I only got through a little bit of the game, but I am ready to dive back and play some more. It's a very fun gameplay loop where you're slashing through enemies with your sword, but then you can pick up your gun and also gun them down. There's a execution mechanic where if you execute enemies, you can get health back, which is sort of like Doom. So there's like a lot of interesting different gameplay mechanics. It seems like they took from other games and put into this one, but from what I've played so far, it functions pretty well. I'm really excited to keep playing this game. The disc is in my PS3, but this one is complete with the manual, an ugly black and white manual, but a manual nonetheless. And yeah, this was $30. It's about what it goes for on like eBay and stuff. I also completely failed to realize that this is also on Steam, and I probably could have played a better version of it for a lot cheaper, but I'm playing it on my PS3 instead. So yeah, cool game. Just excited to dive into another Warhammer game. Boost up my lore a little bit. I was a little bit confused when I was playing the second one as to what was happening in the story. So it'll be cool to play this first one and get some more knowledge on it. And there's one more that I actually did not play on stream. This was actually the first game I played the night I bought it. I was that excited to play it. And that's Bejeweled Twist for the DS. I already took the sticker off, but this one was also, it was $5. So another just cheap game that I figured, why not? And it has this cool slip cover on it as well. It's still in my DS, but complete in box. I figured for $5, I'll pick it up. I actually had Bejeweled Blitz on the PC back in the day. Both myself and my mom played that a lot and really liked it. I do have Peggle Dual Shot, which is another PopCap game that I've really enjoyed playing on the DS. Peggle is just a fantastic game in general. I just am so happy to have this on the DS. And I knew I didn't really need to expect a whole lot. If you don't know what Bejeweled is, it's just a color matching game. You match the jewels together. You get 3 in a row and you match them and you get points. If you get 4, you can get like a little bomb jewel to explode more jewels with. But it is a little bit different than the actual gameplay of Bejeweled Blitz. In this one, you select 4 jewels and you like turn them or twist them, I guess. The dumbest part is when I was sitting on my couch playing this game, I thought in my head, I was like, oh, this is a good gameplay twist on Bejeweled Blitz. Maybe that's why they called it that, but no, it's called Bejeweled Twist because you literally, you twist the gems, and that's why they called it that. I just love the DS. I never knew that they like came out with these simple little games for it back in the day. So I thought this was a great use of $5. Another one I'm just happy to have in my collection. And that'll do it for the stack of games. I just wanted to get a video out for you all because I'm going on vacation for a couple days and won't be able to post for a bit. And I am just trying to post more long form videos. The shorts I've posted have been great for building this audience. But in terms of like monetization and like YouTube's creator program, they're already not great, and YouTube is making more changes to make them even worse. So I'd like to pivot this channel to be more long form style. I'll still post shorts here and there, but they're just not really going to be the primary focus of this channel anymore. So I'm sorry for the people that were enjoying the daily shorts. Like I said, I'll still try to post them, but I do think I'm going to try to make long form videos the primary aspect of this channel. And it seems like y'all have enjoyed them, so that makes me incredibly happy. So keep looking out for videos from me. Streams will still be coming pretty randomly because I have a busy life and I just stream whenever I get pockets of time. But those that have come in, we've been having some fun, so look out for that. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, click buttons, all that good stuff. And I always love hearing about whatever games you found recently. Let me know down in the comments. All right, no more rambling. ScootTube out.